figured since we're gonna be in the barn all day Saturday, I'll throw a brisket on Friday night. Let her go all night, and we got dinner. Check on it while working on the car. You know what I mean? So, all I'm doing is trimmed up a bunch of the fat, the heavy hard fat, mustard it, and now we're just going to season it up with Killer Hogs AP. Really heavy layer. And then I'm going to put some more coarse salt and pepper on it. Let it sit for a while the smoker's getting ready, and then get it on there. What do you think, babe? A little something different for the weekend?
Yeah. I like brisket better than I like smoked pork.
What?
I'm a brisket girl.
Well, hopefully this time I don't screw it up. I've screwed up the last, two?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I end up forgetting about the dang things. Not paying attention to them or something usually. Alright, well, it's time to flip it to the other side.
Why do you give the fat flavoring on the back?
What do you mean?
It's a whole bunch of fat. Why do you give it flavoring?
It's only about a 1/4 inch thick, so the fat cap is not. That's why I trimmed it down. Most of this will render off as it's slow cooked, slow smoked, whatever you want to call it. And then that way it'll also keep the juices in it. The fat will render down through it. Because you got the day-old argument of which side goes up, yada yada yada. Which I'm gonna put the fat side up. Add just a little salt. Time to let it sit, and we'll get it on the smoker. All right, so we got the old Louisiana going, set at 200. We got the meat probe in it, looking for about 165. It's probably gonna take most of the night, so that's why we started it the night before. See, we're out here in the dark doing it. Remember, if you're looking, it ain't cooking. And so we're gonna let it ride. Oh, and we're running Louisiana hickory pellets. We'll see it here in about 6 hours. See what it looks like. Alright. So, putting chains on. I'm setting right at 14 and a half. 14 and 5/8 to the bottom of the bumper. We're allowed to be 14. Probably gonna pull it down just a little bit more and have it sitting right at 14 and a half. And then we gotta redo the chain on that side because they didn't like how it worked. And we'll get that side pulled down to match. All right, well, it's like 7 a.m. I didn't show the 4 a.m. check. I left my phone in the house to record. But we've hit our about 170 IT. So now we're gonna pull it and wrap it. Put it back on. Sweet, look at that, that's looking good. When I'm wrapping meat for the smoker, I always like to use the old peach butcher paper over aluminum foil. Just my personal preference. And when I'm wrapping, I make sure to do it with 2 layers and then make sure you get all those corners tucked in. Keep it good and tight. It's back on. Right around that 170. IT, we're gonna take it to 205, pull it, wrap it in some towels, throw it in the cooler, and let it rest until it's time to eat. Back to working on junk. So I'm pretty sure every time I set up rear suspension, I spend way too much time due to the OCD because I'm getting from left to right within a 1/16 of an inch. Doesn't matter, probably not, but it does to me, and I don't know how not to do it that way. So it takes way longer than it should, y'all. All right, y'all. We've been keeping an eye on it periodically because we was getting close while we was working on the car. And we hit 203, and I let it ride to about 205. Feels super tender from the touch. So, yeah. Already pulled the probe out of it, getting ready to wrap it and throw it in the cooler till dinner. See how it goes. Hopefully I didn't screw this one up. I'm like 0 for 2 on briskets. Like, I give up trying because I just can't get them right sometimes. Okay, so we got the rear suspension set where we want it. It's all chained down. Now it's time to tilt the front. Cutting the flaps at the box to the front rail with the old grinder here. Get that cut loose, and then we'll put a little pressure on it. The front's going to drop down, and then we're going to get it set where we want it. So we got the jack out from under it. That way it just didn't get out of hand. Jump on a little bit. You can see it flexes down. You just got to put a little booty in it. It went down where we wanted it. And it's time to check and make sure it stayed level. And here comes some more of that OCD. It's off just a touch. Went a little too far on the right side. So we're going to bounce on it just a little bit. Take some of the tilt back out of it until it sits level. And the OCD is okay with where it sits. Now it's time to start measuring it. To verify it again, we're just measuring to the top of our 3/8 plates that we'd put on front frame rails. See, there's your OCD right there. How long's a guy going to look at a tape measure? It's not changing, but we think it is, so let's keep looking. Oh, let's go to the other side of the plate and see if it makes a difference. It doesn't. It's a flat plate, Chris. Now he's trying to convince himself here what's going on. Oh, let's measure the front, see if it... Now let's compare sides. What are we doing? And this is why it takes so long to build cars, y'all. Yeah, let's step back and admire it. So we got... What you know about that brisket? Still warm. Well, there it is in all its glory. Let's cut it. Try not to just cut all the way to the table. All right. Well, you can't do the pull test with it. I think that'll work. That's good. We went ahead and test fit the engine and transmission down in it, got it set where we want, tack welded the motor mounts in, and then just raised it back up enough to weld the motor mounts fully in. And then we'll set it back in and start getting a cross member ready. Well, that should hold in there. On the other side, we get it all put in, welded in. Sometimes it's just easier to pick it back up That way we can get in there to weld a little better. It works. And it's way easier to do all this with the body off, for sure. Now that the engine and transmission set down in it and cherry pickers out of the way, I went ahead and thought, you know what, let's get the rest of this steering tackled and get all that put on. Right now I'm putting on that F-150 idler arm, and then we'll be putting our RH3 tie rod assemblies. Another thing I do with my tie rods is I will ream the spindle from the top side down. Granted, I know it's supposed to go from the bottom up, but if you run them the opposite direction from factory, it helps take out a lot of that tie rod geometry angle. That sounds good. Y'all, I've always used this old traditional abrasive cutoff saw, but man, old Pop stepped in and said, hey, let me get you this Evolution because you ain't got time to mess around. And boy, have I been missing out. That thing cuts clean, fast, and it's cool to the touch when you're done cutting. It does make a mess, but it is nice, y'all. If you ain't got one, you do a lot of metal fab work, highly recommend getting one. Well, that sure hell beats the old grinder. All right, well, you've seen the new Evolution over there make short work of that quarter wall tubing. But we got belly bars in it, cross members all in it, 9-wire of the transmission. But go ahead and put the slider in it. And I believe we will be ready for a body. We're getting there. So what we're doing here is we're heating up the frame and we're going to double dimple it. The first one is with a piece of like 1-inch bar stock. After heating the frame up, you hammer it down. It puts a nice little dimple in the top rail. And then we're going to do a second one a few inches farther back that's smaller. So what you want to do is flip the first time at the big one, and then eventually it'll roll a second time at the small one. And usually we use like a piece of 1/2-inch bar stock for the second dimple. Ready? Whenever you are. A little more, you think? Yeah. Especially out here on my corner. Right. Ready? I ain't be right. Thank you. Alright, so we double dimpled it. We got the big one closest to the back. One about 1/3 the size. A little farther up. Got the chains in it. Pull it down. May have to tweak the bumper height just a little bit once we get everything done. Sliders in it. That's how I do my 9-wire right there. Sitting on rubber. Just an old sidewall of a tire doubled up. Hand twisted that. That way it at least holds it, but yet it can still move. Got that bangle belt. 375 long tail. Nothing but the best. Got those RH3 tie rods. Those Fat by Fro 750 14s. Shoo-wee. We're getting there. And you know you can't leave out that old Sour Patch.